Well, hello there. Good afternoon to you all. So this will be kinda, um, let's say, a different video in a way that it will be a video about one of the series that I watched during the spring anime season, and that already ended because it reached episode 13, and it was one of the series I was watching. Uh, but I did never make a review on each episode. But it was one of the series that I also watched. So these will be my final impressions on the anime series called The Severing Crime Edge, or Dansai Bunri no Crime Edge, that was based on a Japanese manga that was written, or that is written and illustrated by Tatsuhiko Ikagi. And the series has 13 episodes and began airing on 4th of April of 2013. And basically this series follow the paths or the adventures of two characters that meet on the first episode. The first one is Kiri Aimura. It's a schoolboy that loves to cut hair, or has a great fetish on cutting hair, but their parents, or his parents, kinda does not allow it, and he does not understand why. And it also follows as a young girl called Iwai Musha no Koishi, that we then learn that it's the Queen of Fair. Or, how to explain? Basically, this boy, Kiri Aimura, is a descendant of a great mass murderer, or a great criminal that lived in the past. And the sisters that he possessed was the killer instrument that his ancestor used to commit his crimes. And apparently, the fact that one of your ancestors do committed crimes with an instrument, or with a book, or whatever, basically all his descendants could also become potential murderers. And some, if they are in contact with that instrument at a very tender age, they will go insane. And this is a situation that, for instance, happened to one of the secondary characters of the series, called Yamana Ryoi Zaka, that when she was a kid, she kinda gained access to a syringe, and that basically made her a psychopathic murderer. And she can only survive because his older sister, called Oko, became um, her instead. Or basically, when you have access to a killing good, that's the name of these instruments, the only way that you can prevent to go on a rampage and become insane is to find someone that kinda helps you out. And for instance, in the case of these two girls, the elder sister basically allows the younger sister to stick in her arms and the syringe, and this has a calming effect on the mind of the user of the killing good. And this eventually also happened to the main character, Kiri, that this girl UI, no scissors can cut her hair, and she is very unhappy because she does not have friends. She lives in isolation and so on. Then Kiri kind of they met, and it is able to cut her hair because of the killer good he possesses, that is the scissors hair, and this girl kinda acts as instead for Kiri, even if this guy Kiri it's not on the same level of Yamana. Uh, he is not insane. He was not kinda possessed by the killer good, even if at the end of the series, in the 12th episode, he was possessed by the killer good and became insane murderer, because we learned at the end of the series that the power each killer good has a power or has a ability, and the ability of the Caesar of Kirui is to inflict pain, because his ancestor, a guy called Greyland, loved to inflict pain on his victims, according to the legend. And he is one of the most legendary mass killers of the story of mankind. Then we learn that there is a organization that is kind of controlling the authors, that's the name of the users of the killer goods, and their instead the ones that help them to not become insane, called gossip. And we see that these guys basically kind of enjoy seeing the authors going looking for the queen of air, this girl EY, and basically each author wants to kill her, because if they kill her, they will be able to have any grant they will have any wish granted. In the list, that's what the guys of gossip says. I don't believe in it, but maybe it's just me. Um, I basically think that the group of gossip is basically, well, uh, it's not perverted, but in a way they are. They are masochists. They like masochists. Masochists. Now say this. Well, I don't care. Forget it. Scrap this last part. Well, they are a group of people that basically put authors versus authors and enjoy seeing them killing each other. And when this guy Kiri kind of becomes the defendant of EY, the group gains even more interest in him, and they send other authors to try to kill him and the queen. And the one of the important members of Gossip apparently is a character that appeared in episode, I think it's 10, called Lady Violet Witch. Uh, and basically, she kinda created, or she found a order made killer good user, a little girl called Emily. And it's the final antagonist, let's say in that way, on this series, that she was kind of adopted by the father of EY, and she wants to revive him from the world of the dead, and that's not possible. But does defeat Kiri, but at the end he goes berserk, and she is frightening in a way. Well, I like the series. I only does not like one part of the series. It's about one of the characters that was killed in this season. I think that character had a lot of potential, and it's a shame that the character died. It was a guy called Seiji Nakajima, the rule book. And this guy, I liked this guy. He was strange, yes, he was psychotic, yes, but it was a very interesting character. It's a shame that the character died. Uh, I do wanted to follow his adventures a little longer, and I think that it was this character possessed a lot of potential, and it was a shame that this character ended up being killed on this season. But well, um, and well, I think that there will be a second season because after you watching the episode 13, if you watch until the end after the credits, there are 30 40 seconds of a clip with image that I don't remember ever appearing on the series. So I guess this could imply, or this implies, that eventually it could have a second season, and then we go to the credits again. But watch all, because it was hinted that eventually it could have a second season. I don't read anything about it, and I did try to find some information on that, but I was unable to found any. So if you have any information, or if you found any confirmation that there will be a second season, please tell me on the comments below. On the overall rating of this series, well, I like the characters, uh, especially Kiri and Levi. They are kind of interesting characters. They kind of developed them well, in my opinion. However, the great flaw of this series, in my opinion, is that it does not develop other characters a lot better. This guy, for instance, Seiji Nakajima, that I spoke, he appeared two, three, eventually four times, but he never got some development or character development. It was a shame, and it was a character that had a lot of potential, in my opinion. Even the sisters, Yamana and Oko Ryo Zaka, they have a small development about their past and so on, but their characters are not well developed, in my opinion. And the same could be said with other characters. For instance, the I think it's the school doctor that is also a member of Gossip and is the tutor of EY. He basically is a member of Gossip, but he should also have a little more of development, in my opinion, because it's a character that is almost present during all the season, but he is only giving advice, something like that. Other times that he does not give advice, he does not. The great flaw of this series, in my opinion, is that yes, they developed the two characters. I think they developed them well, but they failed to develop other characters to make the story even more richer. So based on that, I like the soundtrack, the music, the initial music and the finished music were very. It entered in the ear and it's pleasant to hear. Um, but in terms of storyline, well, it was interesting. But my main flaw on this series will be character development, in my opinion, and that's the only reason why I will give this series 6 out of 10. Um, it was a good series. Um, it was not a very good or excellent series. I think it could be easily be a very good series if they did add some character development to other characters that appeared on the series, and that, but I hope that if they do make a second season, like I think, I hope we get more character development about other characters that will appear eventually, or even if about characters that already appeared in this series, and maybe they could be better developed on next season if they made one. So this is my final impressions for Dansai Bunri No Crime Edgy, or the Severian Crime Edge. Hope you enjoy, and like always, if you have your own ideas, comments, put them below, and tell me if you do found that if they confirm or not that there will be a second season. That will be very much appreciated. So stay well, peace, see you soon.